When you think of Samuel L. Jackson, you may think of the various crazy or foul mouthed, crazy wig wearing characters he's played over the years. And while his characters are often over the top, both in the way they act and look, one thing is for certain: they are almost always the most memorable part of that film. Whether he's taking on despicable villains like Mr. Glass and Unbreakable and Steven in Django Unchained or Ordell from Jackie Brown, his character is usually the one that instantly becomes an iconic part of cinema. Perhaps the greatest example of his ability to completely star in a film despite rarely being the lead, we need to look no further than one of my favorite characters of all time, Jules from Pulp Fiction. Jules arguably has the most memorable lines in all of Pulp Fiction, and he's, in my opinion, the film's best character. And while a lot of this has to do with Quentin Tarantino's stellar pen game and character development, someone still had to bring this character to life, and Samuel L. Jackson does exactly that, as his portrayal of Jules is the best in the film. As I mentioned, Jackson's performances are usually the best part in any film, which is crazy to say considering the amount of star power his films usually consist of. To stand out amongst the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Christoph Waltz, and even the legendary Robert De Niro is quite the feat, and considering the sheer amount of iconic roles and films he's been a part of, it's truly shocking to see he has no Academy Awards. In fact, he's only been nominated once for supporting actor for his performance as Jules in Pulp Fiction, which is crazy. But the fact he didn't win is an outright crime. So, with all that being said, I'm sure it's quite obvious by now I'm a huge fan of Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm not even really sure who wouldn't be, as he's one of Hollywood's greatest actors and most respected. He has this ability to make all of his characters likable, even the damn villains, and I think this has a lot to do with the fact he appears to be that same respectable and likable person in real life. While I could sing Sam Jack's praises simply for his work on the screen, this video specifically wouldn't be right without mentioning the causes he's fought for and work he's done in real life. Born in 1948, Samuel L. Jackson grew up in the segregated South and was immediately thrusted into the harsh reality of racism. There are various accounts of him recalling the racist treatment both he and his grandparents and family endured during this time. And while we know Jackson as the passionate actor, his passion before this was doing his part to ensure change was made. While attending Morehouse College, Jackson became a prominent civil rights activist. Influenced by Martin Luther King Jr., he participated in protests, doing his part to challenge systemic racism and injustice. Perhaps the most notable protest he participated in was locking members of the school board at Morehouse College inside a building, demanding that the school's curriculum and governance better serve Black students. This protest was significant on its own, but when you realize one of those members locked in the building was Martin Luther King Jr.'s own father, Dr. King Sr., you realize how down for the cause Jackson really was. The protest lasted almost 2 days, and while Dr. King Sr. was eventually let out early, it only appeared to be because he was having chest pains. Even then, the students didn't open the door and let him go easily. Dr. King Sr. had to go out through the window and down a ladder to get out of that room. While Jackson was eventually expelled, the protests did lead to the school reforming their curriculum and policies, making the protests successful. Jackson's expulsion, intertwined with Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, only made him want to become more radical. But after someone from the FBI visited his mother, warning that if Jackson didn't leave Atlanta, he too could suffer a similar fate, similar to MLK. It's through this event, and his mother encouraging him to leave, that led him to pursuing an acting career in Los Angeles. Jackson initially struggled to make a name for himself in Hollywood when he arrived in the 70s, and he actually didn't get his first big break till the 90s. Since then, though, he's taken on roles small and big and has been a part of some of the largest cinematic worlds, such as the Star Wars and Marvel universes. There's no role the man can't take on, and there's a reason some of the greatest filmmakers of our time, such as Spike Lee and Quentin Tarantino, want him in basically all of their movies. Beyond this, it was his perseverance and dedication to overcome his struggles and become one of the greatest and the highest grossing actor of all time. That makes him legendary. Samuel L. Jackson is the definition of resilient, and while his career as an actor deserves every accolade under the sun, it's his persistence to always be on the right side of history by fighting for causes larger than himself that make him a great man. He's still currently fighting for many of those causes, using his global platform to call out racism and injustice every chance he gets. He's also one of the most charitable actors we have working, as he and his wife have supported organizations focusing on Alzheimer's and cancer research, as well as children's health care and education. They have also raised money for military vets and have funded college scholarships at several institutions around the country. To be real, I could probably talk about the career and life of Samuel L. Jackson for a lot longer, but I honestly feel like he'd probably hate that. So I guess I'll end by saying, in possibly the only fitting manner, sir, you are a motherfucking inspiration, and these flowers are for you. So thanks for watching, y'all. I had a lot of fun making this one, getting to talk about a legend like this. But let me know in the comments below what your favorite Samuel L. Jackson movie or character is. There's hundreds of them, and most of them are iconic, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Lastly, if you liked this video, I just ask 3 things. Hit that like button, share it with somebody, and subscribe if you're new. I hope y'all are being safe out there, and I'll catch you soon.